In case you are new to this program, let me tell you, you're about to meet some delightful people now. Michelle Downs, Hannah Thornton, and also Bob Jones. Let me tell you, with no reservation whatsoever, that Bob Jones has the best job in the world today. Here they are to talk about keeping yourself fit and Bob happy.
Thanks, Bert. Hi, Bob. And Hannah, I'd like to welcome you back Hannah. Now, Hannah, you've been with us before, of course, telling us some great things about how to get ourselves out of a situation if we're lying down in a passive role.
Yes.
You're using the techniques of shoot wrestling.
Yes,
Very briefly, if any of the viewers haven't seen what shoot wrestling's about, just tell us quickly what that is.
It's a form of ground fighting, basically, yes.
Okay. So to get someone off you?
Off you, yes.
Okay.
Like this situation when the lady was caught in the rain, in the mud.
Yep, we've had some great letters, and again, this one from Margaret of Queensland. She's talking about a situation where she was with her boyfriend who was intoxicated. She writes, "He overpowered me and had me on my back on the ground. It was raining, so he was slippery. He had my arms at my side at right angles and was kneeling on them. Being exhausted, I couldn't move. Could you please advise how someone who is tired or weak can turn this situation around?"
Yep.
So we're going to address that issue today.
We're doing it with the bed again, to keep familiar with the bedroom,
Yep.
but also it fills in for the same situation with Margaret from Queensland.
Terrific. So I'll leave you two
All right.
to do it. I'll sit back here, excuse me, and I'll leave you two to show.
There you go, mate. So she ran out of energy was because she wasn't confident in what she was doing, so therefore she's frailed and she's wasted a lot of energy. Whereas because Hannah's trained, she's not going to be with the same concern when I get into this position here, which most girls are going to be freaked out at this point here. But a third bridge, the first week we came on, we bridged the ankle, and she pulled me off this way easily. Then she bridged the thigh, and then she did an inside leg check. So you remember all of those three
Yes.
that we've done over the last 3 weeks? The inside leg check there. But let's suppose she can't get any of those working. There's a fourth one, which is an outside check from here, where she pinches on the kidneys in the small part of the back. And the secret is to point the toes up towards the ceiling. So she locks her calf muscles together, but points the toes up. And watch when she does that. It's on me straight away.
So that hurts,
because she's pushing both my kidneys together and crushing the floating ribs here in the back into my kidneys. So the harder she squeezes, the bigger trouble I'm in. So, of course, once she's created that initial pain, she then lets that go. If my arms are in a position here, whichever arm's going, but for the sake of the camera this morning, it's my left arm. She then releases here, comes over the top of the face and pulls down and traps the arm in the pelvis here with the thumb pointing up towards the ceiling. That way's no good and the other way's no good. With the thumb pointing towards the ceiling, she pulls it down and my arm will break. As simple as that.
She's got you from all angles.
And I'm trapped here. I can't get up. I can't do anything with this hand here. My legs are useless and she can break my arm really easily just by pulling down. There. And if she wants to do a lot of damage, she lifts the pelvis at the same time. And then
breaks your arm completely.
I'm in big trouble, yeah.
Okay. Can we just run through that once again? And then I'd like to have a go because I've not done it before. And I want to see, as an untrained person, how...
All right, well, the outer guard is to crush the ribs
Yep.
and affect the kidneys here. That's where the pain comes onto my kidneys straight away. Right there, point the toes up towards the ceiling. That's what takes my air out straight away. And any arm that's down either side, if the arms are anywhere near the face, if they're not, she do something else. But for here, she traps that arm and then releases this leg, comes over the face and trips me against my own arm on the balance of this knee here. And I can fight that, but the more, it's her legs now against my arm. And both her legs and hips are much stronger than what my arm is, so the balance breaks. We must keep the thumb towards the ceiling. Not must, but it's preferable. Other things can be done, of course. But right now with the thumb up, that's when my elbow joint here is really locked against her pelvis. And if she lifts her pelvis, I'm in even much more trouble.
Okay.
That's enough, mate.
Boy, I'd like to know all your techniques here, Hannah. You're a force to contend with. Okay,
How long
so...
have you been training? 18 months?
18 months.
18 months Hannah's been training. And she's black belt in 3 different systems.
Fantastic. Now, Hannah, you're going to talk me through this.
Certainly am.
Okay.
The legs have to come around the waist,
Yep.
lock them,
Now
lock them one over the
lock
other.
your feet over, yep. Okay, point them up towards the ceiling.
Like that?
Pull them in first,
Yep.
lock there, and then point towards the ceiling. That's it.
Oh, I've got you.
Because all of the floating ribs aren't attached to the rib cage.
Yeah.
The rib cage is very strong up here, front and back.
Yeah.
But there are floating ribs, 2 floating ribs on the bottom, but they are not attached to the rib cage.
Okay.
They just sit there. So they're the 2 ribs that work against the lungs and the kidneys from different areas, but now we're working on the lungs coming in the back.
Okay.
So there's 2 small ribs there that aren't attached to the rib cage, and when you do that, you're actually pushing those ribs into my kidney area. That's why it's extremely painful. Just
Right,
lock
so we've
it,
got
lock,
that. Lock
now
it.
lock your thighs.
Yep.
Now point your legs up.
Yep.
That's it. Okay, that's it.
Oh, sorry.
Now this arm, either arm, but for the camera, we're working the left arm. So this arm's doing something towards your face.
Yes.
So you grab the hand, as you created pain, you create pain and grab the hand.
Yes.
Release this leg.
Yep.
Bring it round over the face and kick me as hard as you like. I mean, back this way, you would swing that and really drive it into my face as hard as you could, and then you keep going.
Ah, actually, that's
And
quite
then
easy.
you hold this one against your leg.
And I've got
keep
your
the thumb up. Now lift your pelvis, trap me here, and pull the arm back. That's it.
That is actually terrific. It's really just a matter of getting all your limbs in the wrong position, so you're actually doing a lot of damage.
Yes,
And that would have worked in the situation of the letter there, where we were all wet and slippery.
Right, and fatigued.
Yep.
Now, we've just had one more question too from someone who said, what do you do if the attacker's armed? The situation there is you negotiate. When we had
Definitely.
the
The
psychologist
psychiatrist was on 3 weeks ago, and he said, when it's out of hand, negotiate.
Exactly. Hannah, thanks very much.
Thank
Next
you.
week, Bob?
Next week, we're back to shoot wrestling and answering another letter from, I think, from Perth next week.
Lovely. Okay, thanks very much, and it's back to you now, Bert.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Bob. And thank you, Hannah. And don't think for one moment I don't take the segment seriously, because I do. I'm a new age man. But the old me keeps remembering, and it's very interesting. If you'd like to write to Bob and Michelle, this is the address. You write to Good Morning Australia, Channel 10, Private Bag 8000, South Yarra, Victoria 3141.